Welcome to Young Patriots.
So Trump has sent final warning to Abuja, and now he is about to take action. He has recalled the African military, that is African Military Command, initially sent to Germany. He has recalled them for contingency plans on what to do in Nigeria. And now they have come out, they finalized their planning and given Trump the master plan of their operation. Nobody knows how it will be. Nobody knows when it will begin. But as we speak now, Trump is likely to be on the way. Now, listening to exactly how this whole thing started just by watching a news inside his Air Force One.
Now let's talk about Donald Trump. He may be planning yet another military invasion. After Venezuela and Mexico, he's threatening to attack Nigeria. Trump says he will go in guns a-blazing. Why? Because the US president says Christians are being persecuted in Nigeria. So he issued an ultimatum to Abuja. If the Nigerian government does not, and I'm quoting, does not move fast, there's going to be hell to pay. That's what Trump has said. Apparently, he watched a news report on Fox News when he was on the Air Force One, and that kicked off a chain reaction. Here's a report.
Donald Trump has threatened to invade Nigeria. He said the attack would be fast, vicious, and sweet.
If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians. The Nigerian government better move fast before it's too late. If they don't, there's going to be hell to pay.
The warning came just hours after his party suffered major election losses, and it has stunned both Washington and Abuja. The statement was posted on Truth Social. Trump appeared behind a lectern. He accused Nigeria's government of failing to protect Christians. He said Islamic terrorists were killing cherished people. So why did he say this? It started on a flight aboard Air Force One. Trump was watching Fox News. The program claimed Christians in Nigeria were being persecuted. It ignored one key fact, that groups like Boko Haram and ISIS affiliates have killed far more Muslims than Christians. But that didn't matter. Trump was furious. Moments later, he ordered the Department of War to prepare for possible action. Reports say that some U.S. Africa command staff were recalled from Germany. They were told to discuss contingency plans for Nigeria. Nobody knows what those plans are, but Trump's message was unmistakable.
We're going to do things to Nigeria that Nigeria is not going to be happy about, and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns a-blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists.
The timing raised eyebrows. The video came right after Trump's political humiliation. Republican candidates lost key races in Virginia, New Jersey, and New York City. Analysts say he was angry and looking to shift the narrative. This isn't new. Trump often mixes foreign threats with domestic frustration. He's pushed for a Nobel Peace Prize, but he keeps expanding military talk. Nigeria's reaction was swift. Officials in Abuja said they were shocked. A spokesperson for President Bola Tinubu called the threat deeply troubling. Nigeria reminded Washington that it remains a key U.S. ally, and that its security problems are complex. They are not just about religion. They are about land disputes, ethnic tensions, and economic conflict. Nigeria is Africa's biggest democracy. It's also its largest economy, and one of America's closest partners on the continent. The U.S. invests heavily in energy mining and trade. It also provides security and humanitarian aid. A U.S. attack would put all that at risk and destabilize a fragile region. For now, there's no confirmation of military plans, but Trump's words have created uncertainty. A TV segment, a late-night post, and now a diplomatic crisis. It shows how quickly emotion can become policy, and how one statement from arguably the world's most powerful office can rattle an entire continent. Trump's message was loud, but the consequences could be louder.
Nigeria is the latest country US President Donald Trump has threatened to bomb.
It will be fast, vicious, and sweet.
Military action to protect the country's Christians.
If the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop. all aid and assistance to Nigeria. We're going to do things to Nigeria that Nigeria is not going to be happy about and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns are blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible, horrible atrocities.
So a pretty direct warning there. The Trump administration's also listed Nigeria as a country of particular concern, which is basically a designation for countries that are seriously violating religious freedoms. And Trump's not alone in his assertions.
There is no country on earth where Christians are more persecuted than Nigeria. Since 2009, more than 50,000 Christians have been murdered by Boko Haram and radical Islamic extremists. More than 20,000 churches and schools have been burned to the ground.
There's no doubt Christians are being persecuted in Nigeria. They're openly targeted by groups like Boko Haram, Al-Qaeda and Islamic State. But have 50,000 Christians been murdered in the last 16 years? While there absolutely have been high-profile, violent attacks on Christians, it's unlikely 50,000 of them have been murdered because of their religion. US officials appear to be referring to a report by a group called Inter-Society, which calls itself an anti-Christian persecution and radical Islamism watchdog. But none of the data in its report is backed up by evidence. The Nigerian government says US officials are being misled.
Recent external claims suggesting systemic religious persecution in Nigeria are unfounded. The recent designation of Nigeria as country of particular concern based on speculations of religious persecution is fundamentally misinformed.
Why does the Nigerian government claim US officials are being misinformed? Well, quite simply, the numbers. Nigeria has a population of more than 230 million people. About half are Muslim and the other half are Christian. Muslims are the majority in the north, while Christians are the majority in the south. Boko Haram and Islamic State offshoots have been waging a decade-old insurgency in the north, which, according to data conflict tracker ACLED, has killed almost 53,000 civilians, and 4 million people have been displaced. Various organisations, including International Crisis Group, the UN, ACLED, suggest the overwhelming majority of victims are Muslims. The UN estimates another 300,000 people, mostly children under the age of 5, have died from the war's indirect causes, like disease. Nigeria is also witnessing a surge in crime, kidnappings and ransom in the northwest. And in the centre of the country, killings and attacks by ethnic Fulani herdsmen. Many of the victims are Christians, but analysts say religion is not the motivator. The herdsmen are killing rivals and other farmers over access to water and land. While Trump threatens military action to protect Christians, the Nigerian government's issued a reminder that the war has killed thousands of people, Muslims, Christians, atheists, all Nigerians.
The heartbeat of African resistance. We bring you raw, unfiltered updates on Ibrahim Traoré, president of Burkina Faso, the man challenging the global system. If you believe in truth, power, and a rising Africa, this is your home. Subscribe now. Stand tall. Stay woke. Young patriots, where revolution lives.